You break through your eggshell, somewhere in Southeast Asia. Your claws tear at the membrane, and you push your head out into complete darkness. The air is thick and damp, and you're inside an underground chamber with loose soil packed around you. You need to get out, so you start digging upward with your front legs, pushing through the dirt above your head. The tunnel is narrow, and the soil keeps falling back down, but you keep climbing. Then water starts dripping from above. It's seeping through the ground and pooling at the bottom of the chamber, rising quickly. You dig faster, clawing through the dirt until light appears ahead. You push through the last layer of soil and pull yourself out onto the surface, blinking as your eyes adjust. That's when you see it. A snake is coiled near the nest entrance with its head raised, watching you. It strikes forward and you jump sideways, stumbling across the open ground. The snake misses and pulls back, so you run. Your legs are wobbly, but they work, carrying you toward the nearest tree. The snake doesn't follow, so you reach the trunk and start climbing. Your claws grip the bark easily, and you scramble up into the lower branches, moving higher until you're several body lengths off the ground. Then you stop and press yourself flat against a branch, staying still while your heart pounds in your chest. Below you, the forest floor stretches out in every direction. Other trees rise up around you with their roots tangled across the dirt. Small movements catch your eye everywhere as insects crawl through the leaves and birds fly between the branches. You don't know where your mother is, and she's not coming to find you. You're alone now, and everything down there is either food or a threat. You're 2 weeks old now, and your stomach is empty. You need to find food, so you climb down from your tree and move through the leaf litter with your tongue flicking out every few steps. A beetle crawls across a fallen branch, and you lunge forward, snapping your jaws around it and swallowing it whole. Then you spot a grasshopper clinging to a stem nearby, so you move closer and catch it with a quick bite. But you need something bigger. You keep searching through the undergrowth until you find a dead bird lying in the dirt with ants already crawling over it. You move toward it and start tearing at the soft tissue with your teeth, pulling pieces away and swallowing them quickly. Then another monitor appears from behind a log. It's bigger than you, and it walks straight toward the carcass with its head lowered. You don't move away, so it opens its mouth wide and hisses. The sound makes you step back, but you hiss back and lash your tail sideways. The other monitor lunges forward and bites at your shoulder, so you twist away and snap at its face. But it pushes into you with its full weight, knocking you off balance. You try to hold your position, digging your claws into the ground, but the other monitor is too strong. It shoves you aside and stands over the bird, blocking your access completely. You back away slowly, keeping your eyes on it until you're several steps clear. Then you turn and move back into the undergrowth. A few minutes later, you find a large cricket jumping between the leaves. You catch it in your jaws and eat it, then keep moving through the forest floor looking for more. You lost that meal, but there's always something else to find. Next time, you'll be bigger, and when you are, you won't be the one backing away. Skip forward a bit, and you're 3 months old now. The forest floor is flooded. Water covers the ground where you usually hunt, rising up around the tree roots and filling the low areas between the slopes. You need to find higher ground, so you start moving through the shallow water with your legs pushing against the current. But the water gets deeper the farther you go, so you start swimming instead. Your legs paddle beneath you and your tail whips side to side, pushing you forward through the flooded forest. You didn't know you could do this, but your body moves through the water easily, cutting across the surface toward a raised area ahead. Then you see movement below. Small fish are darting between the submerged roots and vegetation, so you take a breath and dive under. You can see them clearly through the water, and you can hold your breath longer than you expected. You kick toward one of the fish and snap your jaws around it, catching it before it can swim away. You surface and swallow it, then dive again. You catch 2 more fish the same way, grabbing them in quick strikes before coming up for air. That's when you notice something else in the water. A small crocodile is swimming toward you from the other side of the flooded area, with its eyes just above the surface. It's not much bigger than you, but you don't want to find out what happens if it gets closer. So you turn and swim hard toward the nearest tree, pulling yourself out of the water and climbing up the trunk until you're well above the flood line. The crocodile stays in the water below, drifting past without stopping. You watch it disappear into the flooded forest, then look back at the water. You can hunt there now, but you're not the only one who does. You're 8 months old now, and you're hunting. Your tongue flicks out repeatedly as you move through the undergrowth, tasting the air for anything worth tracking. Then you pick up something strong, so you follow it through the vegetation with your head low to the ground. The trail leads you to a clearing where a bird is sitting on a nest built directly on the dirt. You need to get closer without being seen, so you freeze every time the bird lifts its head to look around. You take slow steps forward between each pause, moving one leg at a time until you're just a few body lengths away. The bird settles back down onto the nest, so you lunge. Your jaws clamp onto the bird's wing, and you thrash your head violently from side to side, slamming the bird against the ground. It tries to pull away with its free wing beating frantically, but you don't let go. You shake it again and again until it stops moving, then you drop it and bite down on its neck. That's your first real kill. You start tearing into the meat, ripping pieces away and swallowing them whole. Then you hear movement behind you. Another monitor is walking toward you through the bushes with its tongue flicking toward the dead bird. It's bigger than you, but not by much. You turn to face it and open your mouth, hissing. The other monitor stops and lifts its head, watching you carefully. You don't move away from the carcass. You stay where you are with your body positioned between the bird and the other monitor. It takes a few steps closer, testing you, but you hiss again and lash your tail. Then it stops completely. After a long moment, it turns and walks back into the forest, leaving you alone with your kill. Something just changed. You didn't run this time, and it knew it. You're 1.5 years old now, and you're walking along the riverbank with your tongue flicking constantly. This area is yours. You've been hunting here for weeks, so you stop at several spots and drag your body across the ground, rubbing scent from the glands near your tail onto the rocks and fallen logs. Other monitors will know you've been here. Then you pick up something strong in the air. You follow it down to the water's edge where a dead wild pig is lying half submerged in the shallows. It's fresh enough to eat, so you wade into the water and start tearing into the soft belly with your teeth, ripping chunks of meat away and swallowing them whole. That's when another monitor appears on the opposite bank. It's about the same size as you, and it walks straight into the water toward the carcass. You need to defend this meal, so you lift your body up on your back legs and open your mouth wide, hissing. The other monitor does the same, rising up and facing you directly. Then it lunges forward and you meet it halfway, both of you crashing together in the shallow water. You bite down on its shoulder and it bites your neck, so you thrash violently and twist your body trying to throw it off balance. Your tails whip through the water as you both wrestle for position. Then you manage to lock your jaws around its front leg and you clamp down hard, shaking your head. The other monitor pulls back with blood running from the bite, then turns and walks out of the water, leaving you behind. You return to the pig and continue feeding, tearing into the meat until your stomach is full and swollen. The carcass is big enough to feed you for the rest of the day. This stretch of riverbank belongs to you now, and anything that tries to take what's yours will have to fight for it first. Skip forward and you're 3 years old now. Something is different today. Your tongue flicks through the air and picks up a scent you've never detected before, so you follow it through the forest with your head moving side to side. The trail leads you to a rocky area near the river, where a female monitor is lying on a flat stone. You need to get closer, so you walk toward her slowly with your head bobbing up and down in a steady rhythm. She lifts her head and watches you, but she doesn't move away. Then something crashes through the bushes behind you. Another male monitor appears, and he's much bigger than you with thick shoulders and scars across his snout. He charges straight at you. You try to stand your ground, but he slams into your side with his full weight, knocking you sideways. You recover and lunge at him, trying to bite his neck, but he's faster and stronger. He twists around and locks his jaws onto your shoulder, clamping down hard. You thrash and try to pull free, but his grip is too strong. Then he shakes you violently and throws you to the ground. You try to get back up, but he bites down on your side this time, tearing through your skin. The pain makes your legs give out, so you stay low and try to crawl away. He follows you for a few steps, hissing, then stops and turns back toward the female. You keep crawling until you reach the water's edge, then you slip into the river and let the current carry you downstream away from both of them. A few hours later, you pull yourself onto the bank and crawl into a gap between two rocks. The wounds on your shoulder and side are deep and blood is still seeping out. You stay there for days, barely moving while the cuts slowly close. You weren't big enough to win, but you will be. And when you are, you'll come back. You're 5 years old now, and you're one of the largest monitors in the area. Your tongue flicks through the air and catches the scent of something alive near the river, so you follow it slowly with your body low to the ground. A small deer is drinking at the water's edge with its head down, so you move closer, freezing each time it lifts its head to look around. When you're close enough, you explode forward and your jaws clamp onto the deer's back leg. It tries to run, but you dig your claws into the ground and hold tight, pulling backward with all your weight. The deer stumbles and falls sideways, so you drag it toward the water. It kicks and thrashes, trying to break free, but you don't let go. You pull it into the shallows and force its head underwater, holding it there while it struggles beneath you. After a few minutes, the deer stops moving. You drag the carcass onto the bank and start tearing into the meat, ripping large chunks away and swallowing them whole. Your stomach fills quickly, but you keep eating until you can barely move. Then a female monitor walks out from the vegetation nearby. She moves toward you slowly, with her tongue flicking in your direction, but she doesn't try to take the food. Instead, she walks past the carcass and stops a few body lengths away, watching you. You stand and walk toward her, circling around her once before moving closer. She doesn't move away, so you climb onto her back and grip her shoulders with your front legs. It lasts only a moment. Then she walks away from you and disappears into the forest. You return to the deer carcass and continue feeding, tearing into the ribs until there's nothing left worth eating. You've grown into the strongest version of yourself, big enough to take down prey that would have killed you years ago, and dominant enough that others walk away when you arrive. You're 6 years old now, and you're lying on the riverbank. Your tongue flicks out across the water, picking up movement on the other side. Something is over there, so you slide into the river and start swimming across with your legs paddling beneath you and your tail whipping side to side. The water gets deeper the farther you go, and the current pushes against you, but you keep swimming. Then something massive rises from below. A crocodile erupts from the depths with its jaws wide open, and they slam shut around your midsection before you can react. The impact crushes your ribs instantly, and the pressure makes your body go stiff. Then the crocodile starts spinning. It rolls violently through the water with you locked in its jaws, twisting your body in circles while the current swirls around you. You try to bite back, snapping your jaws at anything you can reach, but you can't get to its eyes or throat. Your claws scrape uselessly against its scaled hide as it continues rolling, breaking more bones with each rotation. Water rushes into your mouth and lungs as the crocodile drags you deeper. You thrash once more, trying to break free, but your body is already failing. Your legs stop kicking and your tail stops moving, so the crocodile keeps pulling you down toward the river bottom. Your vision starts fading as the pressure in your chest becomes too much, and then everything stops. The crocodile releases your body and lets it sink, settling into the mud and silt at the bottom of the river. You were the largest monitor in your territory, strong enough to kill prey twice your size and dominant enough that nothing challenged you. But the river has always belonged to something bigger, and today you swam into its domain. The crocodile rises back toward the surface, leaving your body behind in the mud where the current will eventually bury it.